keep hustling, shoot for your dreams. You can do anything you want. I promise you.
Most people believe we have free will and that we are mostly responsible for our own decisions and actions, with some exceptions like accidents or if we become mentally insane. Indeed, it does feel like we have agency and are making decisions, but is that really true? Or is free will more of an illusion and a myth? Let's explore this topic. Regardless if it is real or not, free will is a double-edged sword. Many people promote the idea of free will because it boosts their ego and makes them feel good about their accomplishments if they believe they are responsible for their success. I'm not saying they do this consciously, but it is the result of believing in free will. The concept of free will is also helpful to self-help gurus and successful people to sell their self-improvement books and courses. Because if all we have to do is copy their attitude and actions to become successful, then why not follow their advice? This gives people hope for a better life that may or may not come, and it might provide some motivation to take action and do things as well. That is the so-called beneficial side of free will, but there is also a darker side. Many people who believe in the idea of free will and are not successful in life despite trying may become depressed and feel shameful about their situation. They may blame themselves for their failures in life, even if it is not actually their fault. In this case, it is not pragmatic to believe in free will, and it will mostly cause psychological harm, depression, and maybe even despair. Some people might also take actions with long-term or permanent consequences. Basically, if you are prone to success, then believing in free will is a net benefit, as it makes you feel proud and good about yourself. But if you are prone to failure, then the opposite is true. You will feel bad about yourself and might fall into despair. For most people, the utility of free will is somewhere in the middle of these two extremes. However, from a biological, scientific, and logical perspective, it does seem that we do not have free will. We are not really in conscious control of what happens in our mind. Some brain scans indicate that we make decisions around 13 milliseconds before we are consciously aware of them. So our consciousness might be more like an observer to how our brain and meat suit body reacts to the environment. Again, it may feel like we are making decisions, but those decisions are all predetermined by factors outside of our control. Our decisions are the result of a confluence of influences that converge into an action. For example, we have no control of our general biology, individual genetics, parents, time and place of our birth, our upbringing and experiences that life imposes on us, the knowledge that we obtain, beliefs that we hold, and so on. All these factors influence our decisions and even what we want in life, much more than any magical free will. For example, someone with schizophrenia might experience paranoid delusions or hallucinations, and that will make their behavior erratic beyond their control. Some people can have a few glasses of wine and be fine, while others will be driven to binge drinking after a single beer due to a genetic predisposition to alcoholism. Someone who is depressed might have a neurochemical imbalance in their brain, and they cannot just choose to feel happy or normal. If someone doesn't like the taste of fish, they cannot simply choose to enjoy eating fish. If some person is an atheist, they cannot simply choose to believe in God. They would have to somehow be convinced through good arguments or perhaps a religious experience. If someone is attracted to people of the opposite gender, they cannot simply choose to be attracted to people of the same gender or vice versa. If these things are out of our control, isn't it reasonable to assume that factors similar to what controls, for example, our taste preferences or sensual orientation, also could influence other preferences and decisions? Why do we not have free will to choose what food we like, but then we have free will in other circumstances? Perhaps there just isn't any free will in any of it. From an individual perspective, the belief in the existence of free will can sometimes lead to better outcomes in life, and the idea that we have agency could provide some motivation to take action. But those who are born with severe disadvantages that are hard or impossible to overcome might only feel more shame and despair if they believe in free will, so it doesn't really improve their lives. On a societal scale, I think it is harmful to believe in free will. For example, if we base our justice system on the existence of free will, then we will not get the optimal outcome, as the system is based on something that isn't true. I believe a functioning justice system can exist without free will. It could be based more on cause and effect and how to motivate more desirable human behaviors through incentives and disincentives. Basically, I think we shouldn't be too proud of our accomplishments or feel too bad about our failures. That was just how it was meant to go. Remember to like and subscribe. What are your thoughts on free will? Let us know in the comments below, and see you in the next video. Okay, thanks, bye.